There's so many questions about this process, this preservation process, what some people call the event, uh, which I'm supposed to name, but I haven't come up with a name yet. Um, how many people are likely going to be destroyed? Or how many spirits are likely going to be completely destroyed? You know, I heard my spirit father, Jay Ara, once he said, or a few times he said, it'll be 40% of the planet because of how much lower frequencies are on Earth. Earth has one of the biggest collections, one of the biggest amounts of disharmonic frequencies in the universe. But I'm wondering how can you define that accurately, define how much disharmony needs to be destroyed when the people that are being destroyed change all the time. And I can see now it's actually a lot of these beings are actually very predictable in their patterns of behavior. It just seems like we're the best preservers there are. And we create genius processes to understand who needs to be destroyed and why. And we give them chances to recover, chances to find harmony, to find peace. At the same time, I'm never functioning as well as I could be. It's one of the most important things that's ever happened in history. And I'm never at my best. I'm growing a lot, I'm getting a lot stronger. I'm doing a great job, but I should be at my best. I never am. So what kind of processes am I really going through? Because if we wanted to, we could just destroy them all in one go, instantly. So I'm wondering, am I going through these processes to understand, to gain a lot of understanding about it before I do it, and then do them all in one go, destroy all these beings in one go? Or is it a process where as I gain understanding, surely I'm always hopeful that we see, or we influence more situations where a lot of these stalkers or psychic parasites recover by happenstance. How is it that I need to think about destroying so many different versions of myself in past lives, and so many members of my spirit family in past lives? And then that reminds me that a lot of the time throughout the destructive process, it can just manifest healing. But I can see it's building up to some beings being completely destroyed. And the understanding that I've always thought I would have a lot of trouble understanding is how once some of these beings were peaceful, pure, how some of these beings, or a lot of these beings, have the potential to be a free, harmonic spirit, and they end up getting destroyed completely. And I understand why. It's a reasonable understanding. In fact, it's very just for the sake of protecting others. But at the same time, we're the best that there is at doing this. And there are so many beings with all that potential, and they just get completely destroyed. It's like well, I can use the analogy as a comparison. It kind of reminds me of a child trying to understand the circle of life, trying to understand why animals have to die. And in fact, it's a natural, it's part of the natural flow of life. Death is one thing, but destruction is something else. So is it actually that when these beings get destroyed, there are parts of them left? This is too important not to acknowledge the importance of preservation and not miss out on the potential to save spirits from destruction. Now I supposed to do that when I barely get to feel? Although it has improved a bit lately. And I'm experiencing a lot of improvements more recently. A lot of growth, a lot of power. When I see that I love some of these beings, and then I have to sit there and know while not being able to experience my feelings properly and just watch them all torture each other and rape each other over and over again. I see people in the tens, people by the dozen, raping each other, once every hour, 10 times in an hour, 10 times in a day, usually at least once a day. The beatings I've seen, the suffering I've seen. And I trust in my training, I trust in my defense, my ability to survive and grow. It shouldn't be like this at all. There's way too much suffering involved with this. And a lot of it is because of ignorance. Just misunderstandings. Loads of misunderstandings at once. I can open my heart and I can cry about it. That does it. That usually heals some of these beings that are suffering, but it's not enough. And for the safety of everyone, I'm not going to stop being extremely aggressive towards any being that needs to be destroyed for the preservation of others. There's kids who are stuck in abusive homes with abusive parents that are just afraid. They're so afraid and confused, and they would be. I can't imagine what it would be like to experience that as a child. And they get destroyed as well because they attack me. But, they get very hateful indeed, but they're just afraid. They're not taken care of properly. and I trust in my guides. I wonder how much is it just because of how under attack I am that I haven't been able to help them, or how much it is just that we don't know, or there isn't many ways to help them. Why have they got to go through all this suffering? While I'm learning things and mutating powerful methods of defense, preservation, and destruction. If they resonate with destruction, they will be destroyed. And I trust in my mother to see the bigger picture as I keep growing my ability to see the bigger picture. People all around me going insane. All day long. Just panic, fear, abuse. And then they get really, really happy when they're just to come out of this suffering for a few minutes.